Miami, 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 Miami. It feels like Miami.
Welcome to the Miami Heat Beast post-game show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas, and with me today, Saucy Takes, Coach Lou.
They won. I can't remember the last time they did.
It's been over a month.
But they did it. Who cares?
We have Franky G.
They're still in 8th place in the draft, so that's the big win right now.
Literally, second we went live, someone in chat, Lenny Lister, said, "I don't care." Which just made me that dude. Somebody in chat goes, "Pepas." That must have been the saddest Pepas at the arena today. The saddest one.
You think it was like a reluctant one too? Like they're like, should we do this?
I mean, the Heat win. They break their 10-game losing streak. Eric Spoelstra can finally sleep tonight, let Granny out of the cage, all that stuff. Congratulations to Eric.
Cage. I was so confused for a second.
And then you got it.
Yeah, I do get it.
Chronically online. Happy for the team, I guess. They needed that. I listen, I know that we all kind of want them to lose games. But I think they needed that. I think Bam needed that for his mental health. I think Spo, listen, I was at Heat Family Fest. Spo definitely needed that. He did not look happy. Spo was not a happy camper at Family Fest, and you could tell that his team had lost 10 straight. So he needed one. They needed one. But, boys, listen, I've been a Wig hater. Wig balled out. Andrew Wiggins, second highest point total in a game in his career against a tanking Hornets team. But listen, he was incredible from start to finish. 42 points tonight. 16 of 21 shooting, 6 of 8 from 3. Pretty incredible. We switch busted our way to a dub. Franky, listen, I've been a hater on Andrew Wiggins, and I have not seen the impact today. Obviously, can't expect this every night, but I need 70% of this on a nightly basis.
Man, that was some elite shot making. Every time he took a shot, I was like, that's not going in. And it went in. That was a bad shot. That went in. It didn't matter, man.
That's the kind of player he is, though.
Yeah, the tough shots, man. But like 16 for 21 from the field, like was still crazy level of shot making. Hell of a night. 42 points, plus 22, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 6 for 8 from deep, only 4 for 7 from the line. A little disappointing there. Come on, something to work for next game. But no, he was sensational. He gave them answers to questions they didn't know they had, and he was just.
But
awesome.
Franky, the thing the answer to the question is like, do they have a guy that can get them a bucket in the half court? And the answer, he solved that question. That
once a week, yeah.
And I'll take once a week. Lou, he was doing it out of the post, which I think that they've tried to force feed him in the post. I think it worked today, and as somebody said, they did switch bust some. They got LaMelo on switches. They got like other kind of smaller defenders, and I thought he cooked. I thought the 3-point shooting was really good. I just thought Franky's right. It was a lot of like tough shot making, but I think some of it's replicable. And I don't know how important that is for this year, but kind of looking ahead to next year, where it's looking like, listen, all signs lead to they're not keeping their pick next year. So next year is not a tank year. So might as well, be bad now, not be good next year. But kind of looking ahead, that's what you kind of want to see. And I think that the last few games, he's gotten really comfortable. I think things are starting to flow a little bit for him. I think he's kind of finding his footing, kind of getting the shots he's more used to, even though some of it's pretty tough shot making. But I think him kind of getting in that rhythm is important.
No, yeah, absolutely. And we talked about like last game, how they've been phasing him out of second halves. That wasn't the case today. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the case today. He took 10 shots in today's second half. And in particular, in that third quarter, it was a lot of him and Tyler. But he was able to get his shots up in that third quarter. He took 7 shots during that third quarter, hit 3 threes. Like he was just, and it looked like they made a concerted effort, or he made a concerted effort to make sure he got shots up. It didn't matter if it was coming in the flow, because today was just one of those games. But I mean, over the last 2 games, like not even just over the last 2, like particularly the last 2, but even before that, he was kind of getting into some kind of a rhythm offensively with some really tough shot making. Now, is it replicable? That's yet to be seen. But I mean, you take it today, like 42 points. They really had nobody to guard him. It was an impressive, because 42 is always impressive. But again, it was against a subpar team. But with that being said, like,
let's not.
What happened?
Let's not shit on his performance.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like,
Chat's accusing me. I want to be clear. Let me be clear. We are not shitting on Andrew Wiggins by couching it in it was against the Charlotte Hornets.
She's a hater.
I'm a hater, but I give credit where credit's due.
No, he was really good. He was great today. Like, he just played within the rhythm of the offense. The 3-pointers were falling, but they were getting out on the breaks. Like, they were able to run in transition and stuff. Like, he was the recipient of a lot of good two-way basketball today. So it was nice to see. It's felt like it's been a month without that. So I mean, I'm just happy to see that they played.
How scared? Not and understanding that you guys want them to lose games. How worried or how sure were you that they were going to hold that 20-point lead when they got it in the third quarter? Franky, you're laughing.
When you scheduled the pod saying Heat end the streak 30 minutes ago, the start of the fourth quarter, I was laughing so hard. I go, G jinxed them.
Do you see what I did after that?
No, I didn't.
I realized what I did, so I went back and I added some question marks.
But I was like that. I was still unsure. I think there was like 3 minutes left. They were up like 14, I believe.
That's what I was like. Oh fuck!
I was like, there's still a lot of time left with the way they fucking shoot the ball and play and close games. Like, Charlotte just closed a little worse.
Do you think Spo got shook?
Bro, I was telling Franky, because we were on Discord watching it. Spo looks like he's aged a millennia in the season.
Bro, I'm telling you, I was at Family Fest, and I go, is that Eric?
You know what he has? Has anybody seen the Fantastic Four? Mr. Fantastic has like the gray sideburns here.
Dude.
Spo's getting these. Like, he looks just like Mr. Fantastic out there. The poor guy is trying to be a superhero, and he's stretching everything he can to try to make this shit fucking like plug up all the holes, and it's still not enough. But today he got a win. He was so upset at that first quarter. They banned to him after a turnover, and he was just like he looked like he had been up for days trying to figure out this fucking question. Dude, and they finally did it.
We were so close. We were so close to the crash out of all time if they lost it. If they blew that lead, I don't know.
Spo doesn't go to the podium.
I'm wondering, does he just? I mean, what? How do you? I don't know, dude.
Bam too. Like, I mean, obviously we're talking Spo, but Bam, it's been fed the fuck up with this team as of late. Like, he was even mad at the security guard today. Like, there was a clip of him taking, like, the whole team looked like they were done with each other. I joked with Franky that Family Fest, like, like it brought new life into the team, I guess. I was like, watch, they're just gonna win today because Family Fest was yesterday.
Nobody was hanging out with each other. Every player was doing their own thing. We had Davion Mitchell cutting in line for the Cowie Burger. Very good burger, by the way. Shout out to Cowie Burger. We had Haywood Highsmith just alone in a booth taking pictures with fans. We had Alec Burke sitting on a lone stool in the middle of the event. No two players were talking to each other at any time. Tyler was the only guy trying to like be cool with everybody, and Duncan. Duncan even played. Duncan was another guy that didn't even play. He's invisible.
Yeah, he had a bad game today.
Yeah, but he deserves because he's been pretty good during the.
It's a really hilarious thing that the Miami Heat basically went to like a 6.5-man rotation to try to beat the Charlotte Hornets. Like they
That's kind of
played,
badass.
they played 5 guys, basically 6 guys, 30 minutes. Duncan played 19, and then a spare 8 minutes from Burks and 6 minutes from Hyman. And then like Spo is legitimately like he's in there trying to win these games, and so is the team. And I give them,
They're not tanking, but they're bad. So
so it's happening anyways.
It's a little Lou. It's a little respectable and endearing how hard they try.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't have the word for it, but I think respectable and endearing is probably 2 of the words that I wouldn't have used. But I mean, I like them.
Definitely not endearing.
No, this is not endearing. This has been, what's the opposite of endearing? Well, I don't have a thesaurus, but that's what it is.
Terry Rozier.
There you go. It's been Terry Rozier.
DMP FBI for Terry again?
FBI.
The vibes. I didn't see Terry at Family Fest. He was allegedly there. I said he better not show his face. I did not see him.
I saw Brian take a picture with him.
I know Brian said that he saw him, but I didn't see him.
He took a picture with the Wade statue. That's
Moose. let me not say it.
I wasn't. We're gonna on Tuesday. We're gonna have on Christian, Moose, and Brian, who were all with me at Family Fest. We have a few stories and some funny videos. So make sure to tune in on Tuesday when the Heat take on the Warriors. Listen, we're not gonna spend too much on tonight. To be honest with you, we had the night off and they won, and we kind of been like, okay, we should be on. They haven't won in like 2 months.
Rozier was at the Hard Rock. He went to the wrong stadium arena.
He's at the sports book.
He's like, I could have sworn the Dolphins played here.
So there's tennis going on over there. Shout out to the Miami Open. Shout out to Novaks, who won today after taking a picture with RFK. I hate that guy. Fuck that guy.
He took a picture with Nico too.
Jovic?
Yeah.
I don't like him, but he's really good. I love being a hater. So not gonna spend too much time on today. The last thing I want to get to is Tyler. And Chances appreciate. We appreciate you guys rocking with us and coming through. Franky, we've talked a lot about his shot selection and kind of how he's regressed a little bit since making the All-Star team. I thought today was my favorite shot diet of his in quite a bit of time, probably since All-Star break. I thought he attacked. He saw LaMelo on him. He went at him. He attacked the space and drop, not by pulling up, but he was like going into the lane. That floater was hitting, and I really liked the floater in this game. That push shot, he was taking contact and going up. I really, really, really liked the shot selection today. It was really the diet I want. I don't know how many threes he took. It didn't feel like a lot.
Just 5.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that I wanted him closer to 10, but I think that if that comes at the expense of some of the other stuff, I don't want that. So I think today was a really good balanced floor game for him, especially since he's been struggling shooting the 3.
Yeah, there were a couple of floaters that were tougher shots that I wish he had thrown the lob, but for the most part, I liked what he did downhill, like you said. Being aggressive for the most part, like that was the biggest thing, getting 2 feet in the paint, creating opportunities for offensive rebounds and collapsing the defense and being efficient. 29 on 11 for 19 shooting. That's real good. You can't ask for much more. And that's 9 for 14 from 2. Like Cooper Moorhead was tweeting out that even with Tyler's 3 points, like him slumping really badly in the second half and back to like around career averages on 3 points, he's still shooting a career high true shooting percentage because of how effective he's been inside the arc, inside the paint, his shot diet changing. Like there were so many drives where instead of 2 feet in the paint and for a floater, he would have pulled that buck back a lot earlier, taken a long 2. And that's the difference in his game this year. When he does that, he is much more of an effective player. And 5 for 5 from the line, like getting to the line 5 times. Great. That's a great job.
Lou, I think the big thing is not shooting off the rip, off the screen. I think he was doing that a little too much, and I don't think it was working. And I like today that he's like, okay, I got a guy in drop. I'm going to eat the space, and I'm gonna get, like Franky said, 2 feet in the paint. I'm gonna advance, I have the guy on my hip. He did a few of the Kyle Lowrys where he comes off the screen, holds a guy on his hip, takes 2 dribbles, waits for the drop man to do something, and then reacts. I love that. And I want more of that. I want less, hey, I'm coming off the screen with the intention of shooting. I'm going to kind of work. I'm going to work the shot clock.
Yeah, he was like you said, he was attacking, just eating space in the half court against the drop, but also on the break, on the fast break, not really pulling up in these transition threes, like
those stupid threes.
Yeah, like the transition threes are cool sometimes, but like you have to be a threat on the drive. If they're expecting the 3, then it's not cool. Like, you have to create an advantage. And he was putting his head down. He was getting into the paint and just a lot of floaters today. But I mean, Tyler is exceptional at floater. He is incredible. Like Tyler is one of the best in the whole league on floaters. So
it's about taking the floaters over the layups that he was doing that way too much. But this year he's adjusted that a lot.
Exactly. It's a balance within both of those. I think that's an act, but I'd much rather the floater than per se pull up 17, 19 foot jump shot. So so per synergy, Tyler's shooting 58% on floaters. He is in the 92nd percentile. He's elite at this. Like this is one of his strengths, and it showed today too. Like he was I thought he was a lot more calm and settled today, which is good for him. I'm pretty sure they went back to Davion in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Which, they went
Duncan. Duncan, but Davion played starter minutes.
Duncan, he didn't play starter minutes, but basically no Jaime.
That starting position's cursed.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know what.
You're right. Yeah, wait 1 second. I'm sorry. I thought Davion started.
So just Tyler felt comfortable today for the first time in a while.
Hawkins only played 5 minutes. Thank God.
Too many.
Yeah, too many. Franky, I know you wanted to kind of get to some of the Davion-Haywood and Wiggins lineup, which I think that's a really that's one of the things we talked about when they got Wiggins and Davion, that was a kind of a pairing that they could do. And I think tonight you kind of saw a little bit of what we think that could look like.
Yeah, because they get to go small without really going small, because they have 2 forwards. Like Haywood has experience playing the 4, Wiggins does too, but they can kind of balance it out together. And they were a plus 22 in 23 minutes together as a trio. And this is where I think the defense works. 14 fast break points. That their defense created offense for them. They get steals. They can run around defensively, cover, rotate, pressure. You can press. You can play zone. You can manipulate the board defensively with those 3, and it takes a lot of pressure off of everybody else because of those guys have the length, have the wingspans, have the defensive tenacity. They can be over aggressive. We've seen a lot of issues with Davion over aggressiveness, getting beat, and guys not being able to peel or rotate over and help. And with those 3, you got 3+ defenders. When it's with Bam, it worked really well with Ware too, because Ware could use his size. And it was fun. It was a chat saying I have one eye on the other game. No, actually I do not. I'm looking at stats actually. but I will be pulling that game up right after. Nee Clifford with the 22nd pick. Maybe. But yeah, no, that I just wanted to shout that out because we haven't been able to talk a lot of defense because they haven't played very well defensively.
And to Franky's point, they scored 17 points off of turnovers in 23 minutes with that trio. Like they were hounding. They just, I don't know, like Davion's ball pressure allows Wiggins and Highsmith to just have a little bit more freedom. They can keep a guy in front, and the dig is just that much more effective because you're not digging into somebody who's gotten beat. You're digging into somebody who's getting hounded. And, it was a nice tweak. We were noticing, like Franky brought it up, and it was very evident that they really enjoyed just playing defense. Like Bam with those 3 guys, he was happy.
Well, Brady Hawk is clearly watching the show right now. He just tweeted, I asked Bo about the impact of Davion and Haywood tonight. Says Davion was guarding LaMelo early. Then Haywood started taking the matchup and jokes Davion wanted to fight him for it. Says Davion made a real impact off the ball. Calls it Kyle Lowry like, yeah, we're so back, baby.
Take him out. Thank you. Me and Franky are.
The chemistry is incredible. By the way, listen, today is a celebratory day. They won. The vibes are good. Spo's talking about Kyle Lowry. He's probably way happy. And Franky said, Franky made a looking at some stats joke. Let's play maybe my favorite video in Heat history.
4 overall, and 3 of the last 4 at home. Sorry to interrupt you, Coach. Looking at some stats.
Let's run that back.
3 of their last 4 overall, and 3 of the last 4 at home. Sorry to interrupt you, Coach. Looking at some stats.
Real ones know. When you guys asked him that on the pod, I lost my
Miami,
shit.
I guess.
It is one of my favorite things we've ever done on the podcast is asking Coach Tony what stats was he looking at. And,
he was like, PDQ.
Yeah, PDQ, QVC, all that stuff. Shout out
to T over there.
Shout out to Coach Tony. Shout out to chat for rocking with us randomly on Sunday.
Yeah, guys, don't be sad though. Don't be sad, G. The tank, we're still 8th pick.
We're still 8th pick.
This is what I'm here for.
I'm suspending the Tankathon segment tonight because it's a good night. It's a good night. Let's not do it. We'll resume on Tuesday, win or lose. It's
Spurs
just
won, guys.
It's a
Shout
celebratory night. No Tankathon. Want to thank everybody in chat. Want to thank Lou and Franky for joining a little bit last minute. Are you guys doing a watch along on Discord today for anything?
I'm probably going to be on for the Arizona game.
Okay, so if you want, tune in for the Arizona game. We'll be with you on Tuesday for Heat Warriors, Jimmy Butler Day. We may be on tomorrow with a guest. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Stay tuned. Check on the timeline for a schedule.
Chat really wants a Tankathon.
Okay, we'll do 1 Tankathon.
Yeah.
But not 3 Tankathons. We'll do.
All we need is one, baby. All we need is one.
We'll need one. Hold on. I'm
all we need is one for number 2, if you know what I'm saying.
Imaging for the Tankathon. Okay. So Carliana really wants a Tankathon. I'm a man.
Panthers win. Let's go.
I'm a man. I love the audience, and then, we'll get out of here. So we'll end on a Tankathon. 1 roll and then hard out. Okay. Are we ready? Let's get the Chiron out of the way. Let's do this right. Let's get some space over here. We got the Chiron out of the way. We got
shout out San Antonio for winning today.
Let's go here. All right. Down, boys. 3,
2, 1.
Let's do this.
Oh, you gave Charlotte that.
Only happens when Jay's here.